All right. Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Kevin Davis, and welcome back to the Kevirsyle Network. And this is episode two of the Kevirsyle Network. And a bit about me and my background. I am a comic creator, author, writer, entrepreneur, and I have a lot of hats that I've been called an overachiever, which is kind of funny, which is also true. Um, but today I have a very special guest, a friend of mine. We've been friends for a while on TikTok and have been. This has been a long time coming because we scheduled a couple months back, and we're finally here. After a few technical difficulties, we're finally here. Finally got it. So please welcome my friend Danny Strider. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Um, it's an honor to be here, man. I appreciate you reaching out and asking if I'd come up.
Heck yeah, man! I've seen all your content. I love what you do. Let's tell a bit. Tell us a bit of tell us a bit about your background. Because I know it, but let's share what's your story.
I have a lot. I write comics, obviously. I've been working on my series for about 5 years now, maybe closer to
Wow.
six. Um, and it's still in production. We're still trying to get it out there, but with even with the setbacks, I'm still pushing forward. I've been in media for as long as I can remember. Um,
Heck yeah.
Growing up, I wanted to be like an actor, director, and writer, all
Mm.
for the same movies. Um, and I took that seriously from like the age of 3 onward. So like
Mm.
up until junior year of high school, that was like my plan. And
Heck yeah.
we we really went after it though. I had like everything set up, like I was going to go to college for it and all this stuff. And I took creative writing courses through high school and stuff like that. And yeah, I again I I've done a lot of editing work for other indie creators and stuff like that as well. So
Wow, you sound like an overachiever like me. I'm kidding. Uh, what's the what's the unction that made you get into comics? Like, what was the fire that lit in you? Like, what sparked that fire in you?
Batman.
Oh, nice.
growing
Okay.
up, growing up, I was obsessed with Batman. He was my favorite superhero.
Mm.
From the old movies, uh, like George Clooney's Batman and Robin, like personal
Oh,
favorite.
okay.
Um, I think that he did good as Bruce Wayne and Batman. Um, super hot take right there, but I was obsessed with the character. I was obsessed with the concept of superheroes and stuff like that, and like it
Mm.
never left me. It was always in the recess of my mind, no matter what I was doing. I was thinking about comics and cool characters and what I would do or if I was in those situations. But like it wasn't only Batman though. Super underrated, but also like Ben 10. Like I was just in that generation
Oh, Ben 10
where
fan, let's go.
Ben
Heck
10 is
yes.
goaded, man.
Heck yes.
Uh,
I've seen every
like
iteration. Heck yes.
I don't think you can go wrong. I mean, I wasn't too much of a fan of the was it Omniverse,
Yeah.
the last season that they did before the reboot,
I,
but
I
wasn't
think it was
too big
Omniverse.
of a fan.
I think it was
But every
Omniverse.
other one, like I loved it so much. But like
Yeah.
I just grew up in that era where like heroes were like on the forefront of
Yeah.
media. Like you had Danny Phantom, you had Kim Possible, you had
Yes.
um
I'm sorry,
like
you bring my
Ben 10
nerdiness out
again.
because that's all of my shows. Man, oh my
But
God.
yeah, yeah, I mean like I think it's hard not to like comics and like heroes whenever you grew up in that time frame because like again, everywhere you looked, there was heroes. There was heroes on the big screen from like Spider-Man and the X-Men, and
Mm,
then you had the cartoons, and then it was just everywhere,
yeah.
man.
Oh
But
yeah.
I mean, I took inspiration from all of them too. Like I can't lie.
Man, with me, I actually didn't grow up on comics at all. Like I didn't even know
Really?
about yeah, I didn't even know about comics. I knew Marvel and DC, but I knew them from the TV shows and movies. I never knew they were based on comic books.
Yeah.
And I've seen like all this on social media. So I'm like that's comic accurate. I'm like comic what? I was like, what do you mean I'm like what? And then I was like, oh, these are based on actual stories that's written on other platforms or on other formats. And I'm like, comic book. I'm like, okay. I was like, I've always been a nerd my entire life. I watched horror, fantasy, comedy, drama. So I never actually, I read like novels, but I never knew comics. Um, so when I started reading comics around 2020, when the pandemic happened, and
Yeah.
I read like the digital. I didn't. I read like the digital Marvel, digital DC. I didn't buy the physical copies. I bought physical copies of independent comics when I found out about independent comics. I was like, where the hell all these companies come from? I was like, Jesus Christ! Like when I found out about Black Sands Entertainment, Ace Blade, Dark Horse, Valiant. Is it Valiant or Valiant? I keep forgetting how to pronounce it. IDW, um, Dynamite, Boom. I was like, Jesus Christ. And then I found out that it was either Boom or IDW that produced comics of Sonic. I was like, I'm a huge Sonic fan since I was a kid. Never knew they made him into comics. My God. I think I'll probably say Knuckles is like my favorite Sonic character.
Heck yeah.
Um,
Actually, I don't know if you saw the video I posted. It was fairly recently, but I had gone to a con here in town,
I have
and
not
I
seen it
got to
yet.
meet the voice actors for Knuckles. He gave me his signature, but he
Dude.
also wrote the catchphrase that I put on at the end of every one of my videos, and he said, be the change that you want to see, and he said that
Yeah.
he liked that a lot because it like lined up with the values that he listed in his panel that I didn't get to see, but
Oh,
he
bro.
was telling me that I was going to shine bright and stuff. But we also saw um, Sonic, one of the Sonic voice actors, got his signature, and the original
Oh,
voice of Shadow, which was like
Shadow.
super dope.
Yes. Yeah, Shadow's my second favorite character.
Heck
I
yeah,
say it's Knuckles, Shadow, Two Tails, Sonic, and the pink one. I keep forgetting her name. Jesus Christ.
Amy.
Was it, yeah? Thank you. I'm like, was it Rose? Yeah, Amy. I was like, dude. Oh my God. But yeah, that's how I kind of started falling in love with comics. It's the pandemic era. I was like, I'm already an introvert, so I'll be in the house anyway. So this is nothing new to me. But I also just wanted to venture out and do something new instead of just watching TV all the time. Like I just wanted to read and like get into something else. And then that's how I began my nerd era to figure out I'm a full-fledged nerd.
Heck yeah.
Um, and you said you've been working on your comic for like 5 years now. Can you tell us like what your comic
Yes.
is about? What's the name? What's the backstory of it?
Yeah. If you wouldn't mind, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull up my elevator pitch just to make it a little bit
Hey,
more
go for it.
cohesive.
Hey, go
Um,
for it. That's why we're here. Let's get the hype up for it.
alrighty. It's my series
The
name is
floor
the
is yours.
and it follows the crowned eagle. In a city teetering on the edge of chaos, the crowned eagle, a sharp witted and relentless vigilante, targets the most dangerous criminals. But when he uncovers a sinister plot involving a powerful criminal syndicate and their ruthless leader, he's thrust into a deadly gauntlet. With each fight pushing him closer to the truth, the Crowned Eagle must outwit and outfight his enemies to bring justice to a city on the brink. An action packed, darkly humorous comic blending intense combat, sharp dialogue, and a gripping tale of justice.
Ooh, it's like you got inspiration from Batman because that sounds dark.
It kind of is. It is very brutal, but
Mm.
I sprinkle comedy in there so it's not just
Ah, okay.
overwhelming. I did take a
Yeah.
lot of inspiration from Batman and Spawn and a
Oh,
lot
you
of
a
these
Spawn
other.
fan? Let's freaking
I am.
go.
I am.
Heck
I
yeah.
love Spawn, especially. I loved the uh, HBO series with Keith David as the voice actor for Spawn. Like
Ooh,
Keith
I
David.
haven't watched that one yet. I watched the live action with Michael J. Wright. I haven't seen
That
the
one.
HBO one.
That one's pretty good. A lot of people hate it, but I can't
Mm.
hate anything that has John. What is his last name? Luisamos. John
Yeah,
Luisamos.
yeah, I know, yeah.
I if it has
Fantastic
him,
actor.
and
Fantastic
him,
actor.
him as the Violator though, like that was
That
a
was sick.
spot on
That
portrayal.
was
Like,
sick. Heck yeah, that was sick. Oh my gosh.
but I have taken a lot of inspiration from all of my years of absorbing media and stuff like that, and I can't just
Mhm.
take credit for all of it. But uh, I did want to say I was a little hesitant to mention it whenever I first started writing my series because I didn't
Mhm.
want to scare people off. But
Mhm.
I've come to the realization that it doesn't matter if I scare people off or not. The right people are going to read it,
Mhm.
and you know, as soon as they open up the book, it's going to be right there anyways. But within
True,
the
true.
first 2 pages of my comic, it shows the crowned eagle beating up a pedophile, and
Interesting. Interesting. I
you know,
like it
I
already.
I went kind of all out with it. I was like,
Okay.
this is something that I believe in,
Mhm.
and I would love to show that this is something that I believe in. That
Mhm.
it's wrong and it has to be dealt with, type of thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's the one thing. If anyone asks me like advice, I always say write what you want to write and write the story that you want to tell. I always say don't be afraid what people got going to say because at the end of the day, it's still your story. I was like, people gonna complain all the time anyway. I'm
definitely,
like, so I'm like, don't come into this trying to please people. Just tell the story that you want to write, write from your heart, write what you know. Um, and and your story sounds freaking fantastic, by the way.
thank you.
And when you say vigilante, I instantly thought of Green Arrow. Are you by chance a Green Arrow fan? Because
I
anytime I hear like vigilante, I always quickly go to Green Arrow because he's also he's one of my favorite characters too. Especially the Smallville Green Arrow, the CW with the Arrowverse. Um, just curious, are you a fan of Green Arrow by chance? Since you said vigilante,
I am. I do like Green Arrow. I like more of the comic book portrayals. I'm not too big of a fan of like the live action ones that they've
fair,
done, but
fair.
I do think that they're good. I do think that they, still hold weight. I just think that there's a lot that they haven't
Stick out.
shown for the character.
Ah, fair. I feel that because I looked at the comments and the show. I was like, they look two completely different things. I was like, because in the comic version of Arrow, I was like, the dude has a full-fledged blonde beard. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what the world? I was like, what in the world? I'm like, that's interesting. Um, so can you say like a memorable moment that you like? Have you had like a memorable moment where people like come up to you, asking about your background, especially in comics and media and everything?
Do you
Like,
mind elaborating a little bit?
basically, I know you post a lot on your TikTok about you that you're a writer and everything, and you're a comic book
Yeah.
creator. I was like, how you like interact with people? Like, basically, I'm trying to say, have you has anyone have asked you about your writing, like in the comment section or like even in person, like about you becoming a writer, potentially ask for your advice?
Oh yeah, I honestly I get it all the time. Like I get people sending me DMs like that I've never talked to, that I haven't seen interact with my stuff before,
Hmm.
but they'll see my stuff, and it's apparently pretty frequent that they, are fans. They just haven't interacted with my stuff. But they'll send
Hmm.
me a message saying, "Hey man, like I'm trying to get into comics, like I have an idea and all this stuff. Like, how did you get started? And what tips do you have for me? How do you post videos like this? Like, what do you do that's making you successful?"
Hmm. Like
And
what's? Oh, sorry, sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, I'm surprised every time that it happens. It's way more often than I would think that it would be.
Really? That's a beautiful thing, honestly. That means you got traction. So that's a really good
Yeah, for
thing.
sure.
Do you have like a memorable moment of like with anybody in your DMs asking about advice, anything? Like
I've had a couple.
that really actually also like added to your spark of because you're doing something right since you already attracting people.
Yeah, like I mean, every interaction I take something from. Like even
Mm.
if it's something incredibly minor, it's still an honor and it weighs heavy like on my heart that
Mm.
they are holding me in such high regard that they feel like they should reach out to me.
Mm.
Um,
That's
but
beautiful.
I've had, I believe, three. That number may not be right, but
Mm.
there's at least three that I know of that have reached out to me, and I've given them advice on their book, about how they should get started,
Mm.
about finding an artist or doing the art themselves. And, you know, each one of them have gone out and started making their series come to life. And
Really? Let's go.
it tickles me pink. There's one, you may know him, you may not. He's starting to get more traction within the indie space, but his name's Crimson, or his series is named Crimson, and that's his
Yeah, I'm friends.
handle
I
on
think
like
I'm friends
TikTok.
with him on TikTok. Yeah.
He is a great dude, but like he initially messaged me and we just started going back and forth. He hopped in my lives a couple times, and then I invited him up, and then we talked about his series. And then now every Sunday I have what I call the um, Sunday Creator Tea Party, where me and
Mm.
all of the indie creators that I know get together and we go live. And it doesn't have to be tea. It just happened that
Right.
the first or second time I was drinking tea at the same time as one of the
All
other
right.
creators. So we started doing that every Sunday, and he's there almost every Sunday. And
Oh,
it,
I've actually been there a few times. I've always wondered what that was. Okay, that's cool. That's freaking cool. I love that.
thank you, thank you. Again, like I feel like, as I mentioned before, you got to be the change that you want to see. And
Yeah.
I want to see people succeed in comics. I want to see people
Heck yeah.
enjoy the community. So I try to make it as engaging and enjoyable as I can.
Hmm.
Because if I'm being honest, whenever I first started, I feel like I had no support. Um,
Mm.
that like it took so long for me to get any traction, um, and it was hard. Like I had these people that were always on there saying, um, we're a community, we're there for each other. But then I would get ignored whenever I would ask for any kind of help or like,
Hmm.
advice. Be like, hey man, like I'm looking for an artist. I need one like really bad. Do you have any recommendations? Do you know anybody? And like 9 out of 10 times, I would either get left on red or hit with like one word responses, like nah or something like that. So like I felt like it was incredibly gate kept,
Hmm.
until I believe it was Wingless Comics and
I'm friends with them too. Yep.
Ezra from Lucky 33,
Oh,
or Alex.
nice.
they reached out to me and they're like, "Hey, man, I'm sorry that you're dealing with this. Sorry that you're having such a hard time.
Mm,
Here's some Facebook groups. You should check them out. I have a Discord. You should join the Discord. We
heck
try to
yeah.
network, stuff like that." And I was like, dude, like from that moment on, from that
Mm,
day, things have just like been completely different. So I can't
oh
say that it
yeah.
was fully bad, but it has been a rough um, chain of events.
Mm.
And I mean, I've gotten screwed over by artists, and it's just been a lot. But I'm going on tangents, and I feel like I'm not giving you enough room to speak.
No, this is dude. I'm fine. I love hearing this. Cause I'm really that's how I started too. Cause I was dealing with scam artists. Like heck, I was hesitant even starting in comics because when I started researching, I had to learn about you have to write a script. I was like, how write like a screenplay or a movie? And I was like, what in the world? And it was yes, that's basically it, but it's just in a different format. It's in panels instead of just straight down the line.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, interesting. And I talked to like other comic writers just get advice. I talked to different artists, like to learn how to produce comics. I had to learn budgeting, marketing. I'm like, it's so much. It's if people think that making comic books is just a one way thing, it's you're you're definitely wrong. Um, I was like, and then and when I'm on TikTok, I see people complain. I'm like, that price too high for a comic book. I'm like, do you know how much it costs to freaking make a comic book? That price is actually worth it. Trust me.
Right.
I'm like, just tell me, if you just don't have it, just share the freaking post. Somebody can get it. Like
Exactly.
Jesus
Like
Christ. I was
it's
like, and
no
plus,
sweat
and
off
then
your back. It's free to do that.
right. I was like, and then like I look at the price, he'd be like $15. I'm like, you say that's too much? I'm like, oh my God, Jesus Christ. I was like, and then especially if it's like a 40-page book and it's $15, that's a good freaking deal. Like, come
Mm-hmm.
on, that's a good freaking deal. I was like, bro, I was like, y'all don't understand um the process we have to go through making these comics for people. It legit costs thousands of dollars, depending on what artist you work with, and then
Yeah.
depending, and also depending if you need multiple artists, because not every artist do the whole thing. All right, so it's different brackets, different bridges to cross to make these comics and everything. And in the same way we do with networking on Facebook, Instagram, heck, even TikTok. I found artists on TikTok. Um, it was I was in a comic book. Well, not was. I mean, I'm still there. In a comic book group where I posted that I'm looking for an artist for yada yada yada. When I tell you my DMs flooded, like the floodgates of heaven came down to my phone. Like, say, okay, I was not expecting that. Good Lord. Um, but then I started learning about the scam artists that's been stealing actual artists' work, and then
Mm-hmm.
this AI stuff comes up, and so now you have to have a really keen eye for everything, so you don't waste money or get your money stolen. And it's crazy in this
It
industry. It's
it's a
crazy in
lot.
every industry. Um, and then because the way I interview artists is by where I test you if I can be friends with you before I even think about a business partnership. Because
Mm-hmm.
one, I want a group that I can have long term, that we can also be friends at the same time. Because I want everyone to have fun with the projects we're doing, but also life happens. Also check up on each other. That's why my circle is like very tightly small. Because I have certain artists I trust now because they're literally my best friends now. Um, and even I still get random messages on Instagram saying, "Hey, I'm a digital artist, yada yada yada." I'm like, I was like, cool. I hope you get jobs. I'm not hiring. I
Dude, I
was,
get those
I was
all
like,
the
hey,
time.
it's like sometimes I don't even open it. I'm just like, nope, I'm good, because you might be a scam artist and I don't trust you. So, man, so are there like any like dream collaborators that you want to work with someday?
I am so sorry. My audio cut out there. I did not hear
Oh,
any for like the last minute.
I just asked the question. Is there like any dream collaborators that you want to work with, like artists, writers, like in the industry that you know of?
In the like
It can
indie
it can
space,
any space, mainstream, that's anybody. Like in
gotcha.
general, is
So
that yeah.
I mean, I gotta go with my boy Jim Lee. I mean, that's the dude that he has the art style I was looking for. Like that. That's another reason why I like took so long to find an artist because I say I've been working on this series for like 5 years,
Mhm.
but most of that time was trying to find an artist.
Ah, that's understandable.
So
Understandable. Yeah.
yeah, and like I just posted a video on this talking about like standards and stuff like that, like holding
Mhm.
yourself accountable.
Oh
And
yeah.
at the end of it, I was saying that like I want to give the best possible product that I can. You know, that from the writing to the artwork to even the binding. Like I want to
Mhm.
give the best I can because you're having to spend money on it, for one.
Yep.
For two,
Yep.
I've seen so many series that are so lackluster. If it's not the art, it's because they had a rough idea for a story and the story is just not hitting because they're not much of a writer, or
Mhm.
they just didn't want to spend the money, so they end up screwing their audience out of a good story. But whenever I was looking for somebody that could match that art style of Jim Lee. So like
Ooh, that's tough though. That's tough.
it was, but I mean, I found somebody that's like right there. Like honestly, I think I like my artist now more than any other artist I've laid
Mhm.
eyes on. Like I wouldn't switch Ray for anybody. Like
Hell
Ray
yeah.
Dillon is the goat
Let's
in my
go.
opinion.
Let's freaking go.
But if I had to, I would choose Jim Lee from Mainline, and then like from indie space. Um, there's a gentleman that I'm friends with that I know has worked with um, my artist Ray as well.
Mm,
And this dude is super talented. He's a writer and an artist. Um, excuse the
fantastic.
crackling real quick, but yeah, Gerald von Stoddard.
Mm.
He's a phenomenal
Wait, you say
artist.
Gerald Von Stoddard?
Yeah,
I'm
from the
friends with that
series
guy. I love
Yellow
that
Cord.
guy. Oh my God, I love that guy. Yes.
He's got
Freaking
great
love that guy.
writing, great stories. Like,
Yes, he does. Oh my God. Dude, I love his stuff. I didn't mean to cut you. I'm so sorry.
you're
Man,
good, you're
I
good.
love that guy.
I love
Oh
the
my God.
excitement.
Yes. Yes, he's
He's
one of
this.
my dream collaborators. I want to get his art on like covers or interior or both. Like, dude, it's freaking fantastic. He's a beast. Oh my God.
He is. He
He is
is.
such a humble guy. I was like, artists like that I freaking love and appreciate so much. Oh my God. So heck
But
yes, Gerald. Yes.
he he's a great guy. But I mean, honestly, like, there's so many that I'm friends with that I plan on working with in the future. Um,
Mm,
like Fish Lee, Mr. Fish, if you're
yep,
familiar with him,
dude.
he's
I'm friends with
great
him too.
dude,
Dude,
talented artist.
this how you see the indie is really a community because everyone you tell me I know who that person is too. I was like, dude, I know officially too. Heck yes, I love his stuff too. Oh my gosh, wow. Oh, continue. I'm sorry. I just got
No,
hyped
you're
up. My
good. You're good.
bad.
Again, I enjoy
Man,
the excitement,
man.
but it, I'm gonna give one more,
Mhm.
or no, I'll give two more.
Okay.
I can't remember their names off the top of my head,
Hmm.
but and it's not a comic, but Kentaro Miura, the creator of Berserk. I would love to have worked with him.
Ooh.
rest in
Okay.
peace. But
Yeah.
that dude, he
He's a legend.
from
Legend.
his artwork alone, like it
Mm.
is so next level. Like you can, even if you're not an artist, you can learn so much
Oh heck
from
yeah.
his panel setup to the way that he handles the shading and like his hatch lines. It is so cool. Like his
Heck yeah.
panoramics, like showing like a scene, his sceneries, man, like
Oh
are
yeah.
so in depth. I know for a fact his hand must have had like carpal tunnel by the time he was
Had
done with
to.
it.
Had to. Jesus.
Um,
Because his eye for detail is crazy. Like for real. I know his hands was probably hurting when he got done.
and
Jesus.
then the other one that I would love to work with is Takahiko uh, Inoue. I believe you pronounce it.
Hmm.
Um, he's the creator of like Slam Dunk, Real, and Vagabond.
I
Um,
haven't seen the last two. I've seen Slam Dunk.
he, dude is also like just insanely talented. He has good
Oh yeah.
perspective on his artwork. It's like realistic, but holds the style of like manga, and it,
Hmm.
it's just super dope just to see his stuff. Like,
Man, freaking
what about you
fantastic.
though? I know that you said you would want to work with Gerald. Is there anybody else?
Gerald Fishley. Um, I'm already working with the writer that was my dream collaboration, Dennis Knight. He's my friend.
Nice.
He writes for my magazine, and I'll be publishing one of his comic series. Um, he's actually he's actually my next episode after this. That's funny.
Heck yeah.
It's funny how y'all both how you both scheduled the same week. That's freaking hilarious. Um, um, uh,
It's that creative synergy,
right, literally.
our brains linked up for a second.
That's freaking hilarious. Oh my God. Writer standpoint, Laura Calcaterra, Carissa Grant. Um, that's from Indie Space, by the way. But that's Indie Space. Um, shoot. That was somebody else. I'm starting to say it's a lot of people I want to work with. So I'm like somebody else I really want to work with. Shoot. I'm sorry. I brain farted. Good Lord.
No, I totally
Uh,
feel that. But you did mention having people work as writers.
yeah.
As writers, I would love to have. This is just pure indie, like
Uh,
small town indie. But T.S. Luther
oh
and
yeah.
Alex or Ezra from Lucky 33, those two, like, I would love to have
Heck
work on
yeah.
any part of any series that I'm on. Like,
Heck yeah.
those two are so talented when it comes to writing.
Heck yeah, dude. That's freaking fantastic. Um, and also like my inspiration on like my style of writing, well, I fell in love with horror and fantasy because I found out that's actually my strong suit. It's
Yeah.
horror and fantasy. I love Stephen King. Love Stephen King. Uh, love R.L. Stein from Goosebumps to Fear Street. Um, uh, the wait, shit, damn it, crap. Stephen King's son, who wrote Lock and Key, was his name is Joe? Joe King? Joe? Was it Joe? I forgot Stephen King's son,
I
but I'm a
not
fan
too
of his
sure.
son too. Who he wrote Lock and Key, and he wrote The Black Phone. And also in my background in writing, my mom is also a writer.
Nice.
Uh, yeah. I read her murder mystery book that she hasn't published yet that I'll be publishing for her some when she revive it or refurnish it or whatever. Yeah, you know what I mean. Um, um, and after reading that book, I was like, I want to try this because it inspired me so much. I read that book in a day. It was so freaking good. And also writing actually became my therapy too because growing up I was dealing with so much anger, so much depression, so much anxiety. I was punching stuff, punching the wall, and just I was angry so much because one, I was only male in my house my entire life, so I was very confused. I didn't know who. I'm like, why did God put me on this earth? What's my purpose? I'm like, I feel like I was nothing basically, and I created this image in my mind, thinking like my mom loved my sister more than me and stuff, and so I made myself more angry and just kept pushing everybody away. And I also found I was a writer when I was in ninth grade of high school, African American history class, where my teacher, our first paper, my teacher leveled us from 1 to 5, right? So the one is like you need a lot of help, like you're not there, you need a lot of structure. 3 is like you're there, but I want to push you higher to a 5, like the college professional development level of writing. First paper, he comes back to me saying I was a level 3. And I was expected to be a 1 because I freaking hated writing with a passion. And he was like, Kevin, your writing is beautiful. I just want to push you to that 5 and get you to that higher professional level. And and one of the lessons my mom taught me is that when you think about it, the thing you hate the most, you're actually really good at. And I
Hmm.
hated writing the most, and it turns out I'm really good at it. I was like, dang it, my mom's freaking right. I literally wanted to. I was like, I didn't want to listen. Like we have egos. I'm like, I don't want to listen. I'm like, she's not wrong. I'm like, I got to much. She's not wrong though, because
You're like, I'm not going to tell her that I know she's right, but
yeah, yeah. And she told me, and that was we had a deep conversation dealing with my anger, and she said, "S- get a journal, write your thoughts out, and get that crap out of your head, and get that crap out of your heart, because there's no place it's like life is too short to have all this hatred in your heart. You need to get that crap out, basically." I'm just that's the paraphrasing part. She said it more elegantly than I just said it. Um, and so I'm like, of course, I was reluctant. I didn't do it at first, and then I started staring at the notebook. I grabbed a pencil and I just started writing. And then
heck yeah.
I started writing, and things started and then it was like my imagination just started just flowing after reading her book, and then I started watching so many shows like Supernatural, the superhero shows Arrow, Flash, the Conjuring movies, the Insidious, Sinister, um, Haunting in Connecticut, Stranger Things, hell, Bridgerton. Like I'm a huge fan of Adam Sandler, and in Virgin River and getting exposed to like different styles of writing and like seeing the difference of writing styles. And I was like, huh. It's like interesting. So my imagination started flowing, and then I got to the point where I started mixing different genres together. Where I was like, I'm like, where I take Virgin River, that's a drama, on Netflix. Mixed it with with a random horror movie or horror show, and make a horror drama. And so I'm legit like I found ways to like I can take aspects from this show or movie from this, even though they're two different genres, and I can just mash them together and make it my own original idea.
Yeah.
Um, and then my imagination just I'm like, oh, I can do this. I am about to do some weird shit right now. um, like you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy movies, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You remember in the second movie when Peter was talking to his dad, I'm gonna do some weird shit right now. That was me. That was me. That was me. Bro, that was me. No, that is me. That's not was that it is me. um and then it really started sparking when I'm meeting other creators and authors, especially my friend Joe. She got her zombie book called the Dead Weight. I became great friends with her. She has her book, her part two of her book coming out this week actually. The Dead Weight
Nice.
Resistance coming soon. So shout out to Joe Salazar, her Dead Weight. And she already finished her third book. I was like, can we get the second one first? Good lord! But can I mean, uh, and I literally randomly text her. I was like, "Can I throw an idea off your record?" She was like, "Sure." And I sent her like a long paragraph of an idea I'm crafting, and she's like, "Dude, when does this come out?" I was like, "TBD." And she also gives me like feedback and like give me like story points and like you could do it this way. And so because I was like that was something I was struggling with the story. I was like, I need help with this because I'm trying to make it make sense. And the way she easily just broke it down, so you could make it this way to and make the story flow. I was like, oh, that I was like, oh shoot, thank you. So shout out to her. She's one of my great friends. And so randomly I just send like ideas without even actually, if I, because at this point she knows I'm gonna do something weird. And she's like, dude, your mind is crazy. And it's like, I've been told. And she's like, where do you come up with this? I'm like, I watch a lot of TV shows and movies. I'm like, that's literally how I got there. And I actually wrote my first zombie saga script. Not the full saga yet. I wrote the first issue on. It's called Terminus Corvic City. And my artist read the script and said, dude, this is crazy. And he was like, but is it this he's the colors and letter on this because him and his partner are partners. They work together. Him and his brother, best friend, they work together. The artist Carlos, he does the pencil ink, and he's like, dude, reading the script, he feels the emotion of the character. He said he feels the emotion of the character. He feels the story. He feels the trauma and the story arc. He's like, oh, I'm so excited to draw this. And I already got a few pages in, and the colorist letterer, who was a partner Juan, he texts me. He said, dude, are you planning on publishing this story when we finish it? And I was like, yeah. I'm like, I have my publisher come. I'll publish it myself. And he's like, dude, reading the story and seeing the artwork that we're doing, this is like the best story he's ever read and seen. And he said, he said, this is better than The Walking Dead for him. And he said, this is actually, then he moved on saying that this is better than any mainstream story he's ever read or seen. Because the quality, I'm like, what? I'm like,
Oh
what?
man.
I was like, when I tell you my heart started racing because that puts a lot of pressure on. I was like, mm. It's
Heck
like,
yeah, man.
dude, I was like, oh my god, I can't wait to bring this book out. So you gave me that high regard, and I'm just 3 years into my career in this. I was like, dude, oh my god,
Congratulations, man. Heck yeah.
thank you. I was like, and that also lets more fire in me. And then on Facebook, I see people sharing my posts, um, and saying that they're excited for them. I was like, really? I was like, oh snap. And it's like, dude, this is crazy. I was like, and I also got storytelling because I got tired of Hollywood doing with the rehashes, the recycle stories that we've seen a billion times now with the reboots. I was like, I'm still watching because I love movies and stuff, but still, can we get some originality for once? I was like,
Right.
I guarantee you, 99% they disregarded the originality from new artists and just went back to the old ones because they don't want to take a risk because they don't have enough balls to take the risk to do originality. I was
Really.
like, but I'm like now look at Sinners, original concept, box office hit, risk taker. I'm like, dude, just take a freaking risk, Jesus Christ!
It's
And look
worth
what just
it. Like
happened. And also the reason y'all don't market it, y'all that's the other problem. Y'all don't freaking market the original movies either. because that was some original movies. I didn't even know that was out. I didn't even know about it, like till months after they was through the theater. I didn't even know about them. I was like, y'all don't freaking market movies, and y'all wonder why you're losing money. Y'all don't freaking market it. Um, and I was like, dude, if you actually, I'm like, I literally said, I mean, I'm very unapologetic. I just speak my mind. I really don't care if it hurts anybody's feelings at all. I'm just gonna tell you how it is. I'm sorry. I'm raised old school, so if you have sensitive skin, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Uh, but I'm sorry. If you actually get a lot of these old farts out these corporations actually put artists in there, do you know how Hollywood actually be on top right now again? Because people were going back to the theaters because watching new original concepts and having a
Yeah.
blast and just having a jolly good time. I was like, that's why people not going to theaters because we're just watching rehashes. I was like, we can watch it at home. I was like, you're not even gonna give us a reason to really go. And then I mean, there's so many sequels. I'm still gonna watch them though. I'm like, cause I'm like, there's so many sequels too that people. I'm like, can we get some one-offs? Like, not like it's a bit kind of get too sequely. That's not quite too
Well,
secretly.
I mean,
But I'm
I
like,
don't mind sequels all that much
I
because,
don't either. But it's just, I'm seeing like from like both sides. I'm like, I don't mind it, but a lot of people
yeah,
like it's
yeah.
getting too many sequels at once. I was like, but sometimes people just want like something original and not just a franchise all the time. Because sometimes we need
I
a break in
think
between.
I think the real issue between or besides the nostalgia where they just keep
Mm,
remaking the same movies over and over again. I think the
mm,
other issue that is like right there on the forefront
mm,
is spin-offs. There we go. Is spin-offs
gotcha.
that they
Hmm.
make spin-offs that nobody asked for. Like
Yeah.
John Wick. John Wick was successful because people wanted to watch Keanu Reeves do cool shit, right?
Hmm. Oh yeah.
And then they had movies and movies, and it was good. The series is good. And
Mm.
then they decided, oh, well, what if we did something based around the Continental?
I didn't care to watch
So
that.
they apparently it flopped.
It
apparently it
flopped
flopped big
horribly.
time.
It flopped
And then
horribly.
they also have the ballerina, the movie, and it's supposed to have
Yeah,
like a scene with John Wick. I don't
great
even know
movie.
if it's out yet, but like
That came out. Yeah, that came out early. That came out months ago. It's on DVD now.
that's crazy. I
Yeah, I saw it in theaters. It was actually pretty good.
show it shows how much of an impact that movie made. Like
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. But, that even with Battle, they did not market that really either. Um, as you can see, you didn't even know about it. I was
I mean,
like,
I
did you?
knew that they were planning the movie. I knew that they were working on it. I saw trailers for it. I just don't remember whenever it was supposed to come out or like
Yeah, it came out earlier
hear
this
anybody
year.
talk about it. Like,
Yeah, it came out earlier this year. It was pretty good. It was great action. It was a pretty good story.
hmm.
Some people were confused with because they say it was set between John Wick 2 and 3. No, three. I forget the timeline. Jesus. Um, yeah, I was a little bit confused at the same time too. But I was like, yeah, it's still good though. That's fine. Because I was like, if it's set between 2 and 3, I was like, 3, he's excommunicado.
Yeah,
So I'm like, this guy is supposed to be on the run. Yes, it was. It was set between 2 and 3 because that was a scene from in Ballerina from John Wick 3 showing that the ballerina was there while she was talking to his Russian woman leader.
yeah, yeah. Where he
So that I was like, yeah.
goes,
So it was, so yeah. Then I said, I think it was said. Then close to the end, it was like after John Wick 3. I'm like, the timeline kind of confused me a little bit because it kind of threw me off a little bit because remember the events of the main franchise and watching ballerina, it just kind of didn't click to me all the way, like how like the timeline wise. Um,
yeah. I mean, I don't know,
but
like
yeah, it was interesting.
to say the least.
Yeah, but I love the actress Anna. I, De- they're almost. I don't I'm I don't want to I probably butcher her name. I'm sorry. Well, I love her. She's an amazing actress. But yeah, it's like yeah. I was like, yeah, I think they could have fixed up that story a bit better, and also marketed it. It made it worth people to see.
Yeah, but they're
But
more
it's
concerned about just making
money.
money than they are.
Yeah, yeah. But it was a pretty good fun ride. We enjoy. That was a fun theater experience, but I had more fun watching Sinners in theaters. Um,
I'm gonna be honest. I have not had the chance to watch Sinners. Um, there was a lot of movies that have released recently that I wanted to
mm.
watch, but I haven't had the opportunity due to financial obligation.
Yeah,
Um,
I feel that. Yeah,
but Sinners, I think it's Magazine Dreams with
Jonathan Majors.
yes, yes. I
I
wanted
was
to
like,
see
John,
those.
I haven't seen that
Um,
one. I've seen the trailer. I haven't seen that one.
Superman, Fantastic Four,
Just saw those. I was like, just saw those. I saw those too.
but
Yeah,
not too much Fantastic Four. Like I want to watch it, but I'm
but
also just like,
I will say, Fantastic Four was fantastic. I think this was like the best iteration they made.
really,
Yeah, yeah. I think
that's a
this.
bold statement.
Honestly, I think this was kind of more comic accurate in a way.
Really,
Yeah, well, at least closer to it in a way.
hmm.
Um, I'm not gonna overhype it, but I'm just um, I think it was like the, but to me it's like the best iteration. Um, Plus they did not hold back Sue's power like they did in the first one. They actually showed who the hell Sue is. So I really love that. But everyone in that movie I think performed so beautifully, and the message was so beautiful, and the
I'm
chemistry
just
was
tired
I
of
felt.
Pedro Pascal. If I'm being honest.
I know he's everywhere, but I love Pedro.
Well, it's like not even his acting. Like most of the time, his acting's fine, but like his personality is just I don't know. It bothers me to see a guy disrespecting other men so much. Like
Oh, okay. Well,
he's very
that's
handsy.
understandable. That's fair. Yeah, I was like, if they don't have a problem with it, cool to you. It's just kind of awkward seeing it on TV on the camera while you're promoting a movie or whatever you're doing.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, I don't know. Like I think it's
so
crazy. Like one, if you know somebody's married, why are you gonna grab up on their wife like that? Second, like
I was like,
I don't know.
I was like, I understand it because I know he has anxiety and stuff, but
Uh,
it's
I
it's
I
just
don't
the
know.
way it kind of does kind of seem awkward in a way because she is married and she literally has a baby on the way.
Yeah, but I mean, like
But I'm like, well,
I
y'all
have
grew that. I'm like,
anxiety. I
right,
don't start grabbing up on people's wives. Like,
right. I was like, I mean, I get y'all built that friendship, but it just kind of seems unprofessional when you're promoting a work together. And I was like,
yeah,
sometimes I wonder, I'm like, how does her husband feel? When I was like, he looks like a cool laid back guy. He knows nothing's gonna happen because he knows that that's his woman. But still, as a man, I'm like, I would still be very protective because I would still feel slightly awkward. I was like that.
yeah,
I'm like, it's not an insecurity thing. It's just I'm just protective, just a protective thing. It's like so that's that. Yeah, I was like, you have a lot of anxiety, buddy. I was like, but
man,
you
it's
have
like
to. I
it's
was like, but you have to
every
hold her
time we
hand
see you.
everywhere. I was like, you have to hold her hand everywhere you go. I was like, have you been traveling since for decades now, and you still have this much anxiety?
It wasn't even just holding hands, man. Like he was grabbing real low
I
on her waist. Like,
I didn't even see the race part. I just saw the hands. I didn't know he grabbed the race. Oh shit! Oh my god!
yeah,
I didn't even know that much. He's like, oh my god! Oh wow, Jesus, Pedro, my guy, dude, she's married or wait, no, she's engaged. They haven't got married yet. I don't think she's engaged, but still, that's she's taken and
she's
she's
got a
having a
whole
baby.
man. Like,
I was like, Pedro, dude, my guy, chill out. Whoa, whoa. Um, but yeah, what were we talking about? Oh, comics. That's right. I was like, you're like off topic on my page, Joe. I was like, yeah. It's like, do you have chill out? Get some water. My touch some water. Throw some water in your face. Um, um, but yeah, Superman was pretty good too. Um, I wouldn't say best iteration, but it was definitely close to the Christopher Reeves iteration.
Heck yeah.
Um, best Lois, my God, best Lois for me.
Really.
It's like they ripped her straight out the comic. They ripped her like the aneurysms, her tenacity, how fierce she. I'm like, dude, Rachel killed that freaking part. Like, wow. It's like I freaking love Rachel so much as an actress and as Lois. I'm like best movie version I've seen of Lois. I'm like I hated Amy Adams as Lois because she was weak as hell and she did not fit the role. Um, I loved Henry Cavill as Superman. But Amy Amy's like the low bar as Lois. Rachel is definitely high. She is freaking amazing. But yeah, Fantastic Four. I think you'll like it. At least I hope you like it. Superman. I hope you like. I think you have. To me, I did say Fantastic for me. Fantastic Four was better than Superman.
Hmm.
There was some, but going back and actually rewatching, they're kind of tit for tat a bit. Because action wise, Superman is better. Story wise, tit for tat. Because one is about being kind and one's about family. So tit for tat. Emotional wise, probably leaning towards actually they might well depending on the aspect of how emotional you want to get. I probably lean to me. I lean more towards family. Um, for Fantastic Four. But Superman gave a great speech in his movie about being kind and just being human. So I was like, beautiful. I was like, I'm not trying to spoil it, but it was beautiful. Nicholas Holt, dude, was a freaking dude as Lex. I was not expecting to be that good. I know Nicholas Holt is a very diverse actor. I know he can play roles. I'm like, he's serious about his roles because this dude made me hate him so bad in this movie. I was like, dude, I'm like, Lex is really that jealous of Superman just because he gets attention? I was like, this really show Lex really is a crybaby because he wants attention. I was like, you really are a man child. Jesus Christ. I was like, wow, my God. But yeah, I hope you enjoy those. So we're gonna switch some gears a little bit. Because we was talking about we was talking about comics. So I'm a mental health advocate, and I like to talk about conversations about mental health, especially in this industry or any industry. It takes a toll on you.
Yeah.
So on my podcast, I like to just have like a safe space and like just talk about mental health if you feel comfortable. By the way, you're not obligated to. Um, so one of the questions I want to ask, how does creating and working on your comics impact your mental health, and does it cause you writer's block at times, and how do you overcome it?
Um. So I actually use my writing to cope. I had a
Mm,
very traumatic childhood, and there's a lot that's happened to me that people still, just because it happened to me, lord it over my head. Um,
mm,
like saying, "Oh, your life is like a soap opera," and blah blah blah. And I'm like, first of all, I was a child, can't control that.
yeah, exactly.
um, but I didn't have a lot of role models in my life growing up, so
Mm,
I had to learn everything from like media. So like my comic book, my series, my company is all me trying to give back to what made me who I am today. But
Mm,
also, I want to help as many people as possible, whether it's other creators or my viewers, because I've been through so much that it's a opportunity for others to learn to deal with things. So every bit of trauma or character aspects that aren't, fantastical or
mm,
like superhuman are all based on reality. They're all traumatic events that have either happened to me or those that are near and dear to me. Um, so I use writing as like an outlet. Um, but 99% of the time, it doesn't cause me writer's block or anything like that. Normally, I'm constantly flowing with ideas like a geyser. I can't turn it off. It just
yeah,
goes and it goes.
yeah. I understand
um,
completely. Trust me. If you can see my laptop, you see all my I have like 100 tabs open. And like with my writing, I'm writing like 100 comics and at the same time, and I write down ideas just so I can remember it for that story. And I try to like the way I organize is like this is my priority stories. I want to actually fully finish first, but I still have ideas for other ones, so I write them down in like tabs just to remember them.
yeah.
So, and then on top of that, I have novels. And then I started my magazine. I mentioned earlier in the show, I started my magazine, which is a lifestyle, comic culture, mental health magazine.
Heck yeah.
Um, where I balance it out. It's like, welcome to this magazine. Uh, it features like creator interviews, like to give like basically trying to market other creators as well, to showcase their work, what they're doing, and I also send mental health questions if they feel comfortable answering those, and then comic strip. I was like the mental health um articles. I've started to write mental health poetry, and then comic strips. So I'm trying to like keep it balanced so it won't be too heavy on a potential reader because I want you to have fun, but also know that this stuff happens
Yeah.
to a lot of us. And if you and let you know you're not alone if you go through any of this, we got you. And also enjoy comics at the same time. Do not weigh your mind on the mental health. Enjoy these comics in the magazine as well. And also meet these fantastic creators in the magazine and check out their stuff. And you can go to their website and buy their so you can also explore more comics. Because my goal is I want to get people to read, especially children nowadays. It's been too much media, like you said. Um, like you like you said, I want to inspire people. I'm the same way. I want to inspire, help others, be there for other people. That's why I started my company. I always say it's like my company is like artist family led because I want my artists to be treated like family. Because I'm tired of these corporations mistreating these artists and not paying them what they should be paid. Because especially these hard working artists that's doing these full time. Like, come on, dude. Like, like I'm tired of these corporations mistreating artists. And I was like, dude, and especially being in this industry, it takes a toll on you mentally because it you have to market, you have to budget, you have to write the story, you have to get yourself out there, and that could cause a very big burnout
Yeah.
because it
I mean,
because
there's so many
it's a
hats you have to wear.
yeah, it's like and it doesn't stop because if you're serious about this, you're gonna be going into 360 because you have to do it all over again. When you have a project, you have to let people know about it. You have to get people interested. You have to do an elevator pitch. Um, you got to tell people what makes your story different from other stories. You have to pique their interest to see. I mean, to get your stuff bought or get people interested. And it's like it it's it's a lot on your mental health. So yeah, and I've had a lot of burnouts. I'm going to be honest. But I'm learning to actually get better at take care of myself because sometimes I forget to eat and drink water and sleep. Um, because one, because I actually have I started four companies, so I have four LLCs. Because I don't
Nice.
just publish, I also have a beverage company coming soon. Like the I have I oh it's I got the official LLC, but the products I'm getting that going. I have a clothing brand, a publishing company, media company. I have a nonprofit I'm going to form at some point, probably in the next year or so. Um, so all these hats I learning to balance.
Heck yeah.
Um, so yeah, I understand completely.
Sorry, I had a pin explode on my hand.
Oh, bad. Sorry. I mean,
But
have you
yeah,
ever?
no, what was that?
I was just gonna ask, have you ever had like burnouts or like close to burnouts, and like, how did you manage that with your business and stuff?
I don't know if I would call it a burnout, but
Okay.
I do reach points where I guess it is burnout. I get like depressed about being stuck in
Mm,
the area that I'm at, like I
gotcha.
have so many plans for the future and I want to do good. I want to make a change for the better for not only myself but like for those around me, for those that don't know how to deal with what's going on around them, and for those that don't have a voice
Hmm.
or can't
Yeah.
articulate.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It hits me emotionally because again, there's so much that I want to do, and I'm limited because I'm stuck in the confines of funding.
Right.
It doesn't matter which creator you talk to; they're always stuck in a glass box when it comes to
Oh
funding.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Um, but I come to terms. I have almost like what is it, manic depression whenever it comes to like creating,
Ah,
because
gotcha.
I'll get a lot of progress done. I'll be in like a good area, or like I'll have helped other people or whatever, and I'll be feeling good about it, and then I'm like, yeah, but you haven't done this for years. You're still in the same spot you were 6 months ago, or
Mm,
you don't have any new pages, and you're missing your opportunity. Your time's
yeah.
gonna run out, and I'm like, oh man. So it gives me anxiety and stuff like that, and stresses me out because I still gotta work a full time job and provide for not only myself but my fiance and our two little pups, and like I'm not trying to. It's hard to talk about mental health without people trying to think that you're throwing like a pity party. Like
Right.
I'm not saying I'm the only one out here dealing with issues. I'm just saying like
Yeah.
this is what's affecting me type of thing.
Yes. Yeah. Agreed.
But
Yeah.
I've tried to make some moves. Ooh, had a cut on my hand. I didn't know that was there.
Oof.
Uh,
Know that feeling. Oof.
but I've tried to make moves recently to help get funding for the rest of my book, because currently where we're at, we need roughly, it may be exact, but we need roughly $6,000 to finish my book, for
Wow.
artwork, anyways. And
Wow.
I've had to switch jobs 3 times this year,
Oh man.
and it's just I'm very stagnant right now, and it's hard to have big dreams and be stuck in
Yeah.
one spot.
Yeah.
but we officially launched merch um, this year, this last month, and
Let's go.
I've had some sales on it. This is actually from the series. It's got the main character's logo on there, and then it says the series name across the back. So
Heck
this is
yeah,
the board.
dude. That's
But
freaking good. Can you tell us the website where, tell the audience the website where we can go to check out your merchandise?
yeah, give me
Like,
one
what's the
second.
name?
It's on Fourth Wall, but they give you like custom URLs. Um,
Awesome. Okay.
give me one second. I'll pull that up. I wasn't expecting to. What's the word? What is the word? I don't. I wasn't expecting to plug myself.
To promote yourself.
There we go.
You might have to promote yourself.
But it's dandy strider shop.fourthwall.com. Currently, we
Nice.
have 4 items on there. We have a hoodie, a hat, a beanie, a shirt. Um,
Beautiful.
we
Nice. I
we
love
got more
that.
to come, but it's just a matter of time.
Heck yeah.
My fiance is my personal graphic designer. She just graduated with her degree, so I have her.
Congratulations. Let's freaking go.
Thank you, thank you.
Heck yes.
She designs all the merch. I come up with a concept, and she sits down on her computer and throws everything together for me.
Man, that's a beautiful partnership right there. Heck yeah. That's beautiful.
Thank you, thank you. But uh, yeah, my bottom line, the whole point that I was like trying to bring up
Mm,
was just because one perspective of how you're handling things
mm,
isn't working doesn't mean it's not going to work. You have
mm.
to find workarounds.
Yep.
I am not able to fund things myself, right? But I have fans. I have over 1,000 followers now on TikTok. So, that may not be a lot to some people, but that's a lot to me. I
Mm.
imagine 1,000 people in front of me, and if there was 1,000 people in front of me that were there for me, I,
I
I,
would be
I
terrified.
might shit myself.
Yeah, I would be terrified out of my mind. I'd be terrified.
But
Hey,
like I'm like, hey, at least one person would like to support my company. At least one
mm.
person would like to have a cool hat that's,
Oh yeah.
not only standing for justice, but like again, within the first page of my comic, the crowned eagle's beating a pedo. So like, you know, if you're
Oh
standing
yeah.
with my
Heck yeah.
character, you're standing with that. If you're standing
Let's
with my
go.
character, you're standing with my
Oh
company
yeah.
and myself. So,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, the limitations end with you. So if you want to get it
Mm.
done, you'll find a way to get it done. But
That's
sorry, huge
beautiful.
tangent.
That actually leads to my next question about you. Was like any advice to anyone that wants to get into the comic industry that's struggling or that's trying to find their footing? What's like the best advice that you could give them to a writer, artist, or even both?
I have a lot of advice to give as it comes to being a creator in
Hmm.
general.
Like
Whether it's
the floor is yours. Can you just please share your wisdom for us?
so we, but whether it's being an artist or being a writer or
Mm,
being a content creator, there's so much that you have to put into it. But you can't let your mindset or temporary setbacks hold you from reaching your potential. I tell people all the time, whether it's my mutuals or a random person that hops in my DMs, the only thing that stands between you and greatness is you. You have to put forth the effort, you have to grind for it. If this is the same type of thing that the same type of energy you have to have if you're trying to be in like the NBA or the NFL. Even if you're
hmm.
still wanting to be an indie creator, you have to have
Mm,
that type of focus. You know, if if you're trying to be in the NBA or if you're trying to
Mm-hmm.
be in the UFC or anything like that, and you're not training, if you're not practicing, what are you doing? You think you're going to
Mm-hmm.
get there on luck, on talent? No, you have to put forth
No.
effort.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, there's people out there that are spending all day, anytime they have free time, they're either writing, they're drawing, they're working out, they're networking. Like everything that they're doing is bringing them closer to their goal. So, what are you
Mm-hmm.
doing when you're saying, using the excuse of decompressing
Mm-hmm.
or relaxing, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's every once in a while or like once a week, that's fine. But if it's every day, you need to spend multiple hours on TikTok. If you're sitting there watching TV, you that could help you. But are you really absorbing any of the information? Are you trying to put together plot lines in your head? Are you analyzing it, or are you just watching it? Like
Mm-hmm.
you can't hold yourself back. I feel like that's one thing a lot of creators need to come to terms with, that their biggest op is always going to be themselves. Like
True.
you can either let people say what they're going to say and you go about your business, or you can let them mess up your confidence and let you not do anything. Because if you try and you do it, you win. If you don't try and you don't do it, they win. So
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't you rather say that you at least tried? You know,
Yep.
I again, there's so many things that I want to say to creators out there, writers. You got to write, you got to draw, you know, you got to study, but there's standards that you have to hold yourself to. Again, the reason it's taken me so long, 5+ years, uh, is because I've held myself to standards. You know, the at first I was going to find somebody that was local, right? I was looking for a local artist. That didn't work out. I got scammed. I got screwed over for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't work. I open up my horizons. I start posting. I literally put flyers around town trying to find an artist. I was going out of my way. I wasn't just putting out like one fishing line and hoping I get a bite. I was throwing out nets. I was like calling in the brigade. I was like, "Hey,
Oh
I
yeah.
need these Navy SEALs out here to bring me some fish, type of thing." I was reaching out to creators. I was doing everything within my power to find an artist. And I found some scams. I found multiple scams. I had a bunch of hardships during my time trying to find an artist. Uh, in general, I've had so many setbacks. Um, but I never gave up. And that's the important part. Um, you're going to feel one way about your story. But if you can find a good editor, a good artist, or a good writer, you're set. You only really need three things: writer, editor, and artist. Sometimes it takes multiple artists, but that depends on your
Mm-hmm.
project. That depends on the artists that you find. I lucked
Yep.
out, and Ray Dillon, my artist, does my lettering, he does the coloring, he does the line work, he does the inks, he does the works. Anything that is art is completely slid over to him. Um, so I don't have to have a multiple person team. Um, I I don't know. I don't really have much to say in terms of myself having an editor, but I also do a lot of editing on other people's projects. So like I
You
know
already
what to
got that
look for.
background. Yeah, you got that
So
background.
like I personally would love to have like an editor, somebody to sit through and be like, "Hey, like I see that you're going this way with this. Maybe try to go this way." because this could be problematic down this line. It's not cohesive with
Mm,
this storyline that you put together. But if you go this way, which is slightly askew, you can line everything up.
mhm,
Um, but you don't need to spend a bunch of money. You don't have to have the best tablet. You don't have to have a fancy computer. Like whenever I was first writing, I was using my iPhone Notes app to
same,
start writing.
same. Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to share this with people. So then I just copied and pasted it into a Word doc. Like
Yep.
it was that simple. Like
Yep.
that's still what I use is Word. It's free. Like and
Heck
the
yeah.
other thing that I don't think is talked about enough is budgeting. Like
Hmm. That's the big part. Yeah.
no matter what kind of creator you are, you have to have some kind of budget. Like
Oh yeah.
even if it's not an official budget, you need to have some type of outline of what you're going to
Hmm.
spend. Like even before I found my artist, I was already planning things out, figuring out what the ballpark of how much money I'm going to spend on art. But the three roles, making sure that you have those filled, look up estimates. I was looking at the prices for what Marvel and DC were pricing them out because again, it depends on who you find. You may
Hmm.
face you may find you know, John Doe that lives in the same town as you that does
Hmm.
art, but like, is he a comic artist? Does he have the style that you want? Is it cohesive? Is it coherent for like the story that you're trying to portray? Does it
Right.
match?
Right.
You don't want to get something that doesn't fit your story. So
Right.
take the time. Time
Mm.
is something that can't be bought back, but it's
True.
also something that makes things that are worth it. Like
Heck yeah.
I, I feel like I'm going on a lot of tangents here, but like, so I apologize, but
No,
I
you're
feel like
good.
this
Not
is
to
all
apologize.
relevant for creators. Like,
That's yeah. That's why I asked the question. I was like, that's why I said the floor is yours. Just.
but again, like you can't get discouraged because things aren't panning out. But
Hmm.
you do. I said this once. I'll say it again. You have to hold yourself to standards.
Hmm.
You know, what are you doing if you can't fund your comic? Do you have a job? Does your job not pay you enough? Do you need to start looking for a new one? Is this something that you're trying to turn into full time? Okay, well, you have to have something to show that you've worked on something, right? So you either need to start looking for work in your respective field, so editing, writing,
Hmm.
art, or you need to put out your book or your series, which requires you to fund it. Have you tried a Kickstarter? Have you tried a GoFundMe? Have you asked your friends and family? Like, if you don't have a job at all, what side things are you able to do to get you money so you can get pages,
Hmm.
so you can, hire the people that you need to? That's one thing that I've seen is a pretty big issue is these new writers trying to make their story come to life, but they're not wanting to spend the money. They don't want
Yep.
to find a job, right? Like I've been in situations where I'm like, okay, like I have to go to work. I don't have a car. I don't have anybody to give me a ride, but I got to get to work. Like what am I going to do?
Hmm.
Okay, well, my shift starts at noon. I'm going to look up on Google Maps and see how long of a walk it is to my job, right?
Hmm.
It may take 8 hours to get wherever I'm walking to, which is a true story, by the way. Uh,
Oh wow.
but I'm going to walk there in 100-degree heat so I can get paid, so I can do what I need to do. I can pay my bills. I can, hire an artist or whatever I need. Like you can't just sit idly in your life. Nobody's going to come in and save you and make your
Yep.
dreams come true. You
Yep.
gotta you gotta put forth effort, even if it
Oh
is
yeah.
like part time at the corner store and you have to walk there, or eventually get a bike or a moped. Like there's
Oh yeah.
options, man. There's so many options, and you just gotta hold yourselves accountable. Like it's hard to do, if I'm being honest, especially in today's era, like
Mm.
today's day and age. Like it's hard to do things, but like if you really want it, you really strive for it, it's possible.
Oh yeah. Like, and actually for me, I've been actually doing my creating full time for the past 7 years. Like
Heck yeah, dude! Congratulations.
my last not thank you. My last 9 to 5 job was a summer job back in 2018 when I graduated high school.
Nice.
Yeah, graduated high school 2018, went to my summer job, loved it, and started creating.
Heck yeah.
And someone asked me, "How do you do that for the past 7 years?" I'm like, "Family investment," because my family, literally supports me every step of the way. It's like family investment. Um, I created my, I started by creating merchandise, and I started getting sales, and I was able to sell some merchandise. So that's when I started to learn that I know a little bit about marketing. I know a little bit about designing. And so it's like my creativity kind of build from different areas. And then I started writing. Writing became my therapy. And so then I started building actual business. So now I have multiple LLCs. So it's like mine kind of built up different areas at different moments. And so that's how I've literally been working as a creative full time for the past 7 years now.
I
It's
love
like,
that, man. I love that.
and now I'm about to come up on my 26th birthday next week, September 1st.
Nice. Happy early birthday,
So,
man.
thank you so much, man. And I'm like, has it been easy? Hell no, it's definitely not been easy. Is it worth it? Hell yes, if you actually care, if you actually serious about it, it's definitely worth it. Because I realized that I'm like, because I realized that I didn't want to have a job just to go there to try to make money. I want to actually do stuff I actually love doing, and that's
Yeah.
creating. And I was like, and plus, I don't want to work for nobody else. I was like, I want to be able to help other people. So that's why I've been working my tail off every day, building my companies and try to building to the point where I can get consistent avenues so I can pay other people and try to help build them up. And that's why I would say, when I grow, you grow with me. Because I'm like, if you're on my team, I'm not gonna let you go unless you give me a reason to let you go.
Right.
Because I can't do more for you that you can do for yourself. I'm not gonna carry any dead weight. If you're not serious about this, you gotta go. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but you have to go. I have things to do. I have goals to hit, and I then have to take care of my business because I'm like, I'm still in charge of my business. And
Yeah.
I was like, don't take my kindness for granted, because if you do, you will not like the side of me that you will see if you do that. I'm a chill, calm, and collected guy because I like things to be smooth. I don't like confrontations. I don't like arguments. I don't like egos. So I was like, if you have an ego, don't come to me. Don't come to me. I'm not going. I'm like, if you actually have humility and actually passion for what you do, and you actually love what you're doing, we could talk. But just don't get those massive egos, because egos mess you up. Look at all these
Yeah.
celebrities that's literally being torn down because of their egos.
Cough, cough, Pedro Pascal.
Oh, oh my gosh. Um, but this has been a great show, by the way. It's awesome, very awesome to actually finally meet you after months in the making. Um,
Likewise, likewise.
yeah, you tell people where we can find you on any social you have.
Yeah, I'm lucky enough to have the same tag on every form of social media, but you can find me, if not by Dandy Strider, as it says here, but you can also find me under the Dandy Kahuna, Thedandy. Kahuna. Um, there's not a piece of social media that I'm not on, especially with that handle. But I also recently launched my official publishing company, um,
That's good.
First Breath Comics, and we have a Facebook account and a TikTok account. I haven't gotten as far as I'd like to make the other ones, but uh, yeah, that's about it.
Right, y'all heard it right here. Y'all go follow his accounts, and you can find me at I am Kevin Davis official on Instagram. I am Kevin Davis CEO on Facebook. Kevirsyle Studios on TikTok is spelled Kevysie Studios. Also my business tags and are on my Instagram tagged in my main Instagram at I am Kevin Davis official, so you can follow my business accounts there. And also on YouTube it's Kevirsyle. So if you watch this, like, subscribe, comment. You can find us on our socials. And this has been the Kevirsyle Network, and we'll see you later, guys.
Woo! Thanks for having me, man.